If you're watching this video, that means you've survived this crazy, disgusting, terrible excuse of a year, and you've made it to game week for the Chicago Bears. What's up, guys? I'm back with the Chicago Bears weekly prediction videos for the 2020 NFL season. God, it feels so good to be saying that because I've missed doing these, okay? It's been, what, like 8-9 months since the season ended, and ever since the season ended, I mean, everything has been going downhill. Everything in the world, everything in America, like it's just not been a fun year at all. And to finally get back to some sense of normalcy, get back to doing these videos, get back to watching Bears football, I am just so extremely happy. If you are new to the channel, okay, first of all, let me introduce myself because you guys probably haven't even seen me do my face cam videos because, over the past couple months, I haven't done too many. So if you're new here, my name is Rashab. I actually go to University of Illinois, so I'm a college kid, and I started doing this channel 2 years ago. Kind of just for fun, not really expecting anything to happen, but you guys started blowing these videos up, so I was like, why not create more content, every day, every week, every month, and, because of the success that you guys have blessed me with, I mean, I'm still here doing these videos. So big shout out to every single one of you, all the new people that subscribed over the past couple months, or the people that have been here since the very beginning, since my 2018 videos. Love all of you guys, man. You guys are in for a crazy season because this year, I'll be coming out with more content than ever before. Due to COVID, I'm going to be at home more often than not. So I would have been out, doing other things. But because of COVID, I mean, I'm going to be home more often than I wanted to be. So bad news is that I won't be able to do other stuff outside that much. But good news for you guys is that you guys are going to have more videos to enjoy. So every week, pretty much, I'll be coming out with these pre-game prediction videos. Also a post-game analysis, post-game reaction video as well after each game. And in between each week, I'll try to get as many other videos as I possibly can. Maybe just talking about, individual matchups, talking about other news that we have, or, just creating highlight videos, which you guys really enjoy. So it is going to be a really fun year on this channel. Stay subscribed and, turn on notifications as well if you want all the latest news on everything Bears related. I'm also going to try to do live streams this year, so if you guys want live streams of my reactions to games, certain games, let me know in the comments down below because I can definitely set that up for you guys. Maybe the Packers game or any other big game like, Buccaneers game, Saints game, whatever. So if you guys want that, let me know. The reason I don't do it that often is because, my reactions, if you guys know me personally, like my reactions during the Bears games, they are not family friendly, okay? So I'll probably be like swearing a lot, probably, saying some crazy stuff, okay? So I usually don't want that to be on YouTube, but maybe a game or two I'll let you guys watch, just for fun, hang out with me. So let me know if you guys want that down below. But guys, let's get into this video, okay? Enough other talk. Let's talk about this matchup. We are going to be facing off against the Detroit Lions, a team that finished last in the NFC North last year, but did upgrade, pretty substantially on the defensive side of the football, and somewhat on the offensive side as well. I think people are honestly sleeping on this team to some extent. I don't think they're going to be a playoff team at all, but they are going to be a tough out for any team down the road because I feel like when this team truly does gel, when the defense gets some more snaps together, when they have more chemistry going on, their defense could actually be maybe league average because some of the acquisitions they made. So I'm going to read a list of their biggest acquisitions this offseason. So pretty much their biggest one by far, in my opinion, was Duron Harmon, the safety from the Patriots. Last year with Bill Belichick in the Patriots defense, he was honestly one of the best safeties overall. Like in coverage, he was pretty solid, didn't really allow that many completions down the field. And overall, I mean, he's been a pretty solid coverage guy throughout his career. So if Matt Patricia can figure out how to use him, especially with all the 3 safety sets they like to run back there in the defense, I mean, that guy could be a weapon for them in the secondary. So Duron Harmon is a pretty good add. They also got Jaren Kearse, who is 6'4". He's a massive guy, but he's going to be suspended for the first 3 games, so he's not going to be playing against us. They also got cornerback Desmond Trufant. Now, Trufant is almost 30 years old, so he's getting a little bit up there in age, but he's been reliable for a good portion of his career, so that's a solid add in the secondary. Obviously, they drafted Jeff Okudah, the best DB in the nation, by a lot of people's metrics, so Okudah should be really good, but again, I've been hearing reports that Okudah is not going to be ready for the first game of the season due to I don't know why. It's just like he's simply not ready. So for some reason, he might not be playing against us, which obviously I'm happy to see because this guy is pretty talented as well. And down the road, I mean, he could be a pretty solid cornerback. And then on the front seven, they got guys like Nick Williams. We all know who Nick Williams is. Had a really great season with us last year. They also got nose tackle Danny Shelton, so shoring up the defensive line. I mean, Danny Shelton is also a big add, so that D-line should be a lot better this year. They also got linebacker Jamie Collins. Collins wasn't that productive over the past 2 years, but he's still, solid veteran presence. In the linebacking room, they also got linebacker Reggie Ragland. They also drafted the edge player, Okwara, so that should help out with their pass rush that has been, horrible the last 2 years. I mean, they've only had Trey Flowers really to rush the passer, but beyond him, last year, there's really nobody to actually get pressure on the quarterback, so maybe he could help a little bit. So overall, guys, I really do like the moves the Lions made over the offseason. It is definitely going to help them to some extent, but is it good enough really to improve a defense that was 32nd in pass defense last year and 21st in run defense? I don't think so, and if it is, at least not right away, okay? Because these things take time. I mean, to build a good defense, to build even a capable defense, I mean, it does take a couple years of continuity, chemistry, a lot of cohesion, which the Lions simply do not have yet because they're inserting so many new guys into this defense. We also didn't have a preseason this year. We didn't have much of an offseason either. So based on all these factors and the fact that this season is going to be so weird and wacky, not having fans in there either to help cheer on your defense, which, guys, defenses do thrive on that energy. So not having fans, by the way, it's really going to negatively impact defenses because that crowd's energy is not going to be there. Now, we are talking about the Detroit Lions, so it's not like that stadium was going to be full either way, but I mean, they would have had some energy at least in there, which they're not going to have now. And guys, they also lost Darius Slay, okay? Their number one cornerback for the past few years. They pissed him off. He had a fight with Matt Patricia, and he got traded to the Eagles, so their number one guy is not going to be back there in the secondary. Yeah, you got some guys to replace him, but neither of those guys are going to be an upgrade or anywhere close to the level that Darius Slay was playing at over the past few years. So overall, my opinions are kind of lukewarm on this Lions defense. It could be a lot better this year, but it's not going to happen right away. It's going to be, if it does get better, it's going to be around week 8, week 9 when they've played together for a certain amount of time. So is it going to pose any threat to this Bears passing attack? Maybe, because our passing attack was so horrible last year. Our quarterback play was not that good either. Offensive line play, disgusting. No running game to speak of. So maybe these upgrades on defense could make it a little bit tougher for us based on the fact that we haven't had a good offense in a long time now. Maybe not a long time, okay? 2018, we did have a top 10 offense by yardage, but we haven't had a high-powered top 5 offense or anything in a really, really long time. But the thing is, though, guys, is that this Detroit Lions defense, we have dominated over the past 2 years, and Mitchell Trubisky is the father of the Detroit Lions franchise. When Mitch Trubisky was announced as a starting quarterback for this game, all I saw on Twitter was Lions fans laughing at this, actually laughing at having to go up against Mitch Trubisky, the same guy that has dominated this Lions defense for 2 years in a row now, okay? I'm going to read his stats against the Lions now. So in 5 games against the Lions during his career, he's passed for 1,359 passing yards, 11 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and a 106.3 passer rating. Now, the last 2 seasons, though, under Matt Nagy, I'm not including the John Fox year, he had a 74.7 completion percentage in 3 games. He passed for 866 passing yards, 9 touchdowns, only 1 interception, and a 132.4 passer rating. Guys, the Lions defense makes Trubisky look like Patrick Mahomes. They make him look like the best quarterback in the NFL because Trubisky literally has owned this team over the past few years. It doesn't matter how bad our offense has been, even last year, he still put up crazy numbers against the Lions defense. Now, yeah, it's going to be a little bit harder for Trubisky to put up these same numbers this year based on all the circumstances, based on the fact that we haven't had any preseason. It's going to be hard for them to gel immediately. It's going to be a sloppy game at first. But guys, I'm confident that Trubisky is going to have at least a decent day against this Lions defense because, like I said before, I mean, it's going to take a while for this defense to gel, and it's still not good enough to be anywhere close to a top 15 or a top 10 defense yet. So guys, if you are completely against Trubisky, if you don't believe in him whatsoever, if you think that he's done being the starting quarterback of the Bears and that the Bears made the wrong decision starting him over Foles, I mean, you can at least take pleasure in the fact that this guy has dominated this defense and this team for 3 years now, no matter what circumstances he has been under. So we've talked enough about the defense. Now let's talk about the offensive side of the football for the Detroit Lions. And guys, this is where their true strength is going to be this entire year. More so in their passing attack, okay? The running game should be improved as well, with obviously getting Adrian Peterson a couple days ago, who, although he's getting older, he was still a solid running back the last 2 years in Washington. So AP should be a decent option here and there. He's not going to be their every down back, but maybe once in a while he could get some carries and do some damage. But they also drafted DeAndre Swift, okay, one of the top running backs in the nation last year. So him along with Kerryon Johnson splitting carries, that could be a pretty nice three-headed monster at running back. I don't think it's going to be close to the best rushing attack in the league because they don't have anywhere close to the best offensive line either. They also lost Rick Wagner, their right tackle, so they are going to be a little bit downgraded on the offensive side of the football, the offensive line that is. But overall, the running game should still be pretty solid. But looking at their passing attack, guys, they have some crazy weapons all over the field. I mean, Kenny Golladay on the outside, he is a true number one receiver. He's put up crazy numbers the last 2 years, even with horrible QB play last year, with not even having Matt Stafford there. So Kenny Golladay is a true beast. Marvin Jones on the other side, he's going to be pretty tough option to stop as well. Danny Amendola as well. I mean, these three options also, like, they put up crazy numbers, over 650 yards each, with terrible QB play again. Like, none of them had Matt Stafford playing for more than 3 games, and they still put up crazy numbers. So, guys, that just shows you, like, this Detroit Lions passing attack, it's going to be really tough to stop. And also, I didn't even talk about TJ Hawkinson, who in his second year, maybe he could break out. I mean, he was a true talent, really talented tight end coming out of Iowa, so maybe this could be the year for him. So I am honestly pretty worried about this Detroit Lions passing attack, more worried about them than any other area of their team because, guys, they also have a healthy Matt Stafford now coming back. Matt Stafford, when he actually has weapons, he can be a top 10 quarterback in this league. Like last year, in the few games he played, I think he put up like 19 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, and the Lions had one of the best records in the NFL at that point. Now, obviously, that's a very small sample size, but going back, throughout his entire career, he's been a pretty decent quarterback for the Lions. So our pass rush and our defense are going to have their hands full trying to stop Matt Stafford and all these weapons. But do I think they can do it? Yes, I do. Because, guys, look at our defense. I mean, there's stars all around. If you look at the linebackers, the defensive line, the secondary, I mean, we have Eddie Jackson now probably playing his true position, free safety, deep middle. So he's going to be back there further than he was last year. He's probably not going to be playing in the box. So he's going to hopefully be freed up to get those same interceptions he got in 2018 when he had that crazy game-winning pick 6 against the Lions on Thanksgiving, which was, by the way, the last time Matt Stafford played against this Bears defense. So, guys, with all the talent we have, with also adding a guy like Robert Quinn, who on the opposite side of Khalil Mack, he can provide some consistent pressure. Last year, by all the metrics, he was one of the top pass rushers in the entire NFL. So getting a guy like this to put him opposite to Khalil Mack, I mean, that's going to free up so much stuff for Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack is probably going to have the year of his life just based on the fact that, guys, the pass rush around him is so ridiculously good. We have talent all over the line, all over the front seven. So our defense can still do a lot of damage, but it is going to be a little bit harder based on the fact that Matt Stafford is completely back and they have so many weapons now all over the field. So it's going to be a challenge for our defense, but I do think that they can handle it. All right, with all that said, let me talk about my prediction for this game then, which, by the way, guys, if you're familiar with my videos over the past couple years, usually at this point I start talking about the 3 keys to a Bears victory, but this year I'm going to be splitting that up into 2 separate videos so you guys have double the content to watch every week. So that's going to be in a separate video coming out probably Tuesday or Wednesday, sometime around there. So with all that said, let me get to my prediction now for this game. And guys, I am predicting the Chicago Bears in their first game of the season against the Lions in Detroit are going to go in there and come out with a victory by a score of 21-17. Now, yes, I do get if you're a diehard Bears fan, that score is not really satisfying to you. You guys want like a blowout victory because it's the Lions we're talking about, right? Like the Detroit Lions, what are they going to do, right? Well, I do feel like based on the acquisitions they made over the offseason and based on the fact that they have a healthy Matt Stafford coming back, and it's just going to be like with all this COVID stuff going on with not having a preseason, it's going to be such sloppy football for the first quarter or maybe even the first half of the game. Like both quarterbacks, both offenses, they're going to struggle to get the ball off, to get, drives going. So it's going to be a lot of sloppy football, maybe some turnovers as well. So Trubisky might not start out strong, guys. And guys, by the way, if this does happen, everybody is going to be calling for Trubisky's head after the first half, even though I feel like Nick Foles would have done the same, okay? It's going to be tough for either quarterback to gain a rhythm early. But taking all that into account, I think the Bears' talent is still greater than the Lions' talent at this point in time. And the Lions have not shown us that they can beat us over the past 2 years with Matt Nagy. So I'm not going to predict for that to change, guys, until I see it myself. Now, again, I'm not predicting a crazy victory or anything. I mean, I think our defense is going to be the star of the show here. Like, they're going to keep this game maybe under, like, they're probably going to keep the Lions under 10 points for a good portion of the game, because I feel like just with the pass rush, with the crazy secondary we have, with the fact that it's COVID football, okay, I mean, these offenses are not going to start out particularly strong. I think our defense is going to dominate early. So overall, it's going to be a solid day from our defense. And guys, the defensive MVP I have for this game for the Bears is actually going to be Khalil Mack, okay, our #1 superstar on this defense. I feel like, guys, he's completely pissed off at how last season went, and he's going to be a man on a mission this year. And especially with Robert Quinn on the other side, with the healthy Akeem Hicks back, with all the talent we have on this defense, Khalil Mack is going to go berserk this season. I mean, I have him actually winning Defensive Player of the Year. I don't know about you guys, but I think he's going to have 2 sacks this game and 1 forced fumble, and he's going to be a monster all day long. Let's talk about the offensive side of the football now. And guys, I feel like it's going to be a struggle early to put up points, to put up yards, because just based on the fact that we didn't have any preseason and we also had a bad offense to begin with last year, you know, it's going to be tough for us to gel, to put together consistent drives early. But later in this game, maybe after halftime, maybe in the third quarter, maybe in the fourth quarter, somewhere around there is when Trubisky is finally going to gain some confidence and put together some solid drives. I think Trubisky is going to end up with 285 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and overall a solid day against a defense that he has dominated against in the past. So pretty solid day from Trubisky. I know a lot of you will disagree with that, but guys, look at the previous numbers, look at the previous games. This dude knows how to play against this Detroit Lions defense. And again, this Lions defense is not going to be great. It's not going to be that much improved right out of the gate, most likely. Now, for the offensive MVP for this game, I actually have that being Jimmy Graham, okay, the 34-year-old tight end, which a lot of people are making fun of us for giving the contract to him. I think he's going to start out the season pretty amazingly and end up with 85 receiving yards and a touchdown as well. And overall, you know, being a big security blanket for Trubisky in the middle of the field. With the way this Detroit Lions defense is, with its linebackers not being particularly amazing. Yeah, you have Jamie Collins, but he is 30 years old and he hasn't produced that much in the past 2 years. And the other linebackers I'm not a huge fan of. So you can get some solid mismatches in the middle of the field if you are Matt Nagy. And that's what you should be able to do against this Lions defense. So hopefully that is the case. Hopefully Trubisky and Jimmy Graham have a pretty decent day. But guys, that's going to wrap up my video. You know, leave your comments down below. Let me know if you agree with my predictions, if you disagree. Obviously, I have my 3 keys to a Bears victory video coming out in a couple days, so be on the lookout for that. But guys, overall, I just cannot wait to finally see some football. I am so excited. You know, let me know how excited you guys are in the comments down below. But as always, bear down.